Hey everyone, this is Nemesis with another video review. This is the Transformers Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Swoop, the final, or Dinobot Swoop, the final of the Wave 1 Deluxes. As you can see, yes, there's a Pterodon there. And behind him is his box, which, yep, there is the render of the vehicle, the robot, or alt mode, dinosaur mode. Yes, there we go. I could not figure out what to call it, but you can notice also that's a clear head versus the final version. You notice there's a couple little differences there. Aegis, Hasbro logo, Swoop, Power of the Primes, Transformers. Up here, you got the artwork. Pretty nice artwork of Swoop flying around. Again, Volcanus, the Dinobot Combiner, which we can't assemble quite yet. On the back, you got warnings and copyrights and all that stuff. The play pattern with the Prime Masters. You got his Prime armor, the renders, renders which are very different. Notice that's one thing, that is a red chest, and well, you saw Swoop there. You can see Swoop there. He is blue. This is very different. They claim there's going to be a running change, but they said that same thing with Onslaught and Combiner Wars, and that never happened. So who knows? And up here you got his bio. How will the fearsome Dinobot Bombardier wield the power of the Primes? There. Packaging dealt with. Probably not going to touch the packaging too much for the rest of the line. Right, so in the box along with the figure here, he comes with his trading card. Again, nice artwork, Dinobot Swoop. Lots of Prime symbols there. And this one is Solus Swoop. Forges devices to help others fly. How about that? And of course, it comes with his instructions. And there's the microphone cable. Pay no attention to that. Comes with the instructions right there. Again, pretty simple stuff. I still feel the deluxe instructions are a little too small print. But then who knows? I'm just trying to look out for people who don't have the best eyesight. Like that. On top of those accessories, once again, the Prime armor as per usual, and a sword. His sword, actually. Red sword. Yeah, there's the accessories. What's interesting about this Prime armor, though, is it's pretty much identical to Slug's. Like, almost functionally identical, I believe. Yeah, it is pretty much identical. It's weird. But we'll get back to some of the accessory stuff later. Here's the actual Pterodon right here. And it's actually a pretty nice one. It's very distinctly Swoop. I mean, he's got his backpack and everything. It's supposed to have his backpack. But yeah, you got his blue torso, some silver detailing picked out there. Golden, translucent with gold underneath head. Red crest back there. Little red feet with silver toes. Gray wings, all that stuff. It's really nice and also pretty impressive wingspan, I'm going to say. That's a pretty good one. It's a little over 6 inches, I want to say. It's a pretty impressive one. It looks really good like this. And you can also, these feet can... Articulation-wise, though, in this mode, these feet can move up like that. It can also move back like that at that joint. They can also unpeg a little bit if you want, but that looks a little weird. So you can do that. His head can move up like that, so he's flying. His jaw can open up and down. His head doesn't... The dino head doesn't really peg in or anything. It just kind of frictions on and not super well, if I'm going to be honest. And that's a little loose, unfortunately. But his wings, they can flap right here, up and down. These can move, so you can fold them up if you want. So he can look like he's perched somewhere. Ready to go. Or ready to fly, whatever. Bit of versatility. You can't really move them this way because they're pegged in. This backpack's pegged in. You have to unpeg the backpack if you want that. But if you do that, you can start moving those. But again, the backpack has to be unpegged for that. His accessories. These tabs right here. There's also a Titan Master pegs. But these tabs right here. There's little slots on the Prime armor. Tabs goes right over. Boom. It actually integrates. This actually integrates pretty well. It doesn't stick out too bad. It's actually almost looks like it's supposed to be part of Swoop. So that's one of the best integrations so far I've seen of the Prime Master or Prime armor. So that's good. That's actually pretty good. The sword There's a little peg right here, a little smaller peg. There's a little peg hole right there under his beak. Yeah, I don't think that looks particularly good. Unfortunately, that's the only place I can find that his sword can store. It doesn't look good though. That's not my only thing. That's the only real complaint here is the sword doesn't store very well here. It just looks pretty bad. Thing is though, in this mode, he's compatible with Tamashii Station. And like Judwin, I remembered to actually get mine out. I'm gonna erase the camera a bit for this part. But yeah, I believe no. But I need to check that. But yeah, there's 2 holes right here. And the Tamashii stage can plug into those. That. And boom, now you can have him flying. You can have him flying a bit. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, the only problem is weight. So the only problem is not that they're not super tight, but they are there. So just when you do this, be careful. But you can do it. Just got to be a little careful with it. But you can't have them on the Tamashii stage. So there you go. In that mode. Move that off to the side for now. And of course, I almost forgot about this. Like usual, do the Prime Master thing. Plug in. Right now it looks a little silly with Titan Masters, but it's supposed to look a little better with Prime Masters, so hopefully we'll see soon. Yeah, there you go. Only thing is this, of course, this leaves this somewhere. No real way to plug it in, I guess, except for like right off right there. There's nowhere else really to plug it in, unfortunately. So you got that. But yeah. That's more or less everything about his bird mode. It's actually a pretty nice helmet. The only problem is, again, I feel the only problem is the sword can't really store in a way that looks good. But other than that, it's pretty solid pterodon. Now for leg mode, what you want to do, first thing I'd like to do is fold these wings up. Fold those up. Now untab the legs here, and they just come over this, tab in up there, like that. You need to unfold them completely like that. Split them apart because there's actually a dedicated joint for the leg mode here, right? It's a sideways little hinge here. You bring it up and over top of the... Oh yeah, also you gotta unfold the foot here. Almost forgot about that. Shame on me. You gotta bring it over that, so unfold the foot and then bring it over top of the everything else like this and repeg them together. Repeg everything together. You take the bird head, bring it down like that. Take the wings, you bring them down like that, one click. You fold them in. There's little slots here. Little slots. Go over the little tabs right here on the arms. Fold it in. You take the combiner peg, fold it up like that. And this is foot mode right there, or leg mode. It's actually pretty nice. It's actually a pretty clever little transformation to, get around a lot of stuff. It's a pretty compact leg mode. I mean, it's a leg, but it works pretty well. I'm surprised by how well that works. The only thing is this is a little loose right here. I don't think there's any real way to tab that in, unfortunately, but yeah, it's still pretty solid leg mode. I was surprised. Now for arm mode, well, bring that back. Leave. Tab those a bit. Move the legs out. Back out to their position like this. And re-tab them together. Yeah, once again, fold the wings back up like that. Keep this down. Actually, I think you can. No, you can't. Okay. And keep the head folded down like that, and then rotate these however you want them to be. The legs. Actually, you have to. Oh yeah, you have to untab the arms. Duh. Yeah, just keep those. Yeah, keep those pegged together. I believe this is the arm mode. Could double check this in a second because part of me there's part of my brain screaming this is wrong. I don't know why, but fingers and stuff for this. Unfold the fingers, fold the thumb down and plug it in. And there's his arm mode right there. Arm mode, done. Actually, you probably should keep those wings out like that because that gives you affords you flexibility for the elbow. You know, the double jointed elbow can now furl as it needs to. You got all that stuff. You got the shoulder articulation that he's supposed to have, and there's the wrist swivel. I believe this is correct. I want to say this is correct. It seems correct. But if I'm wrong, I'll correct it later. But yeah, this is the arm mode more or less. And you get from here to robot mode. It's pretty simple. Unpeg that. Straighten that out. Bring it, rotate it back forward. Bring the combiner peg back down. Unpeg the wings from the sides and fold them down like that. Untab the legs from each other. Bring the arms out. This, straighten them out. Bring them out. Rotate them forward. Take the whole head assembly, retab it into the top right there. Bring the hands out. There are those weird ratcheted elbow things. I don't know why they do that. And finally, bring the furred face and bring it down. There's a little tab here that pegs in the bottom of into the beak. And you got Swoop in his robot mode. Yeah! Right, actually, I did get a couple things wrong. These arms, you're supposed to untab them. When you untab them from the waist, you're supposed to also bend them forward like that. So they're kind of out of the way of the elbow bend. And you're not supposed to fold this all the way forward. You're supposed to bend it by like a 45 degree angle forward, the head part, the head assembly. So, yeah, that's the part I forgot. I'm sorry. So I was almost right. I just forgot a couple things. But yeah, robot mode though, this is fantastic. It's Swoop. It's got the blue chest, which I prefer. I know a lot of people like the red chest from the toy, but I prefer the blue chest personally. I think this is a very, very nice robot mode overall. Yeah, it looks great in my opinion. It's just proportions are great. You know, it's got the blue, blacks, silvers, a little bit of red down here at the bottom. You got this Autobot logo. A little bit of green on the wrists too. It's really nice. I'm really pleasantly surprised. This is, I think, easily my favorite of the deluxes. I mean, for sure. I mean, this is the best one. Period. I really like this figure as it is. There's no backpack whatsoever. It's just clean, well, except for the wings. But you know, he's supposed to have wings. He's Swoop. But yeah, he looks great in this mode. And what's also nice is in this mode, he's still got a Tamashi port, so you can throw the stand on the floor. But take that, plug it in. There you go. Don't have the rest of the stand, but yeah, it plugs in just fine. It is a working Tamashi stage port. So, yep. There you go. He's got one. I need to remember to do that for the more of these robots because they more of them have them than they used to. But yes, he's great looking. He's also got a sword which he can plug into either one of his hands, just fine. Looks good in his hand. And the prime armor, once you get it all folded up, can actually. What's really nice here is these there's little tabs right here on the prime armor, right here on the thumbs. Little tabs. These they line up perfectly if you have this up like this, which I think you're actually supposed to do anyway. These tab slots line up perfectly with these things. It's not the super strongest connection, but it is a pretty solid one. And they line up perfectly. It gives them a little bit of a backpack, but it lines up it's so cleanly attached that I really don't mind. I don't think they'll attach anywhere else, but yeah, I just got through saying there's nowhere else to attach the prime armor. You can actually take it, and it's actually pretty clever. There's little slots right here on each side of the head, the dino head, and these tabs on the prime armor can actually just go right in. Just wrap it around, really. So just curl it around, and there we go. Yep, he can wear his prime armor on his chest. Still don't think it looks that great, but yeah, you can still do it if you want. It's probably one of the more clever versions I've seen so far. So, yeah, there you go. This attaches so cleanly. I love it. You can just, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It doesn't look weird. It doesn't dangle off or anything. It just attaches so naturally. It's just perfect, really. I mean, you can barely even see it from the front here. I mean, you can just see a tiny little bit. It just works so well. But, articulation, though. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot before articulation. His, head, or his face, yeah, look at his face. Again, cleanly picked out. Silver face, blue eyes. Got the little red crest. Yeah, really well picked out face. I think it's phenomenal. Yeah, it's a phenomenal looking figure. It's easily my favorite, and I think a lot of people agree with that. But articulation, his head's on is actually on a ball joint, of a very slight ball joint. You can look forward, up and down a little tiny bit, not a whole lot. Lots of side to side though. Or shoulders are on ball joints, so they can go forward and back pretty easily. You could, if you have this this out of the way, you can actually, no, you can't. They're limited solely because of the wings, but I'm okay with that. Bicep swivels though. Elbow joints. Yeah, they look like they might be ratchet, but they're not. If they are, they're so soft I don't notice. 90-degree bend at the elbow. No wrist swivels, but they do tilt inward if you need that for whatever reason. He's got a waist joint, but because of this, there's the beak pegs onto the waist. So if you want to use the waist joint, you have to unpeg it a bit. But if you do have a full waist joint. But it's so close anyway that it's not too much of a big deal. Just got to remember to retab it. Hips, ball jointed, so forward all the way. Back back about 45 degrees. Outward pretty far, but not all the way, unfortunately again. Thigh swivels. Actually pretty good knee bend. I'm surprised by that. That's more than 90 degrees. That's pretty good. And his feet can move forward and back. They can move forward a whole lot, but they move back quite a bit. So you can get some decent poses. And I guess you got this joint, but I'm not sure how useful it's going to be. But you have it if you need it. And of course, his wings these can move outward, flare up his wings so he can fly. You can move them back slightly if you want. You can also click up in these. You can click them as you want. You can have these wings positioned in many different ways. Even that looks good, actually. Yeah. He is a fantastic figure. He's easily my favorite of the Wave 1. I love it. I love this one so much. This is one of, even if you're not going to get the rest of the Dinobots, even if you have no plan, get this swoop. It's a good swoop. It's a good figure. Get it. It's a great figure. It's probably so far the best deluxe we have. Probably so far the best of the line, although we don't have the full line yet. We don't even have the full Wave 1 yet. But he's the best deluxe for sure. For sure the best deluxe. I would highly recommend picking this guy up, even if you have no plans of picking up the rest of the Dinobots. He's that good. Yeah, I know I stumbled a little bit through my review here, but yeah, it's a great figure. It is absolutely phenomenal. The only thing is, I feel like the biggest problems are this sword doesn't really store cleanly anywhere in alt mode, and the dinosaur face doesn't really tab or anything onto him. It just kind of frictions on not very well. Oh yeah, you can also have a bird head mode. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to have a bird head mode? A birdman mode, a bird person mode, even. Yes, this is, I think, this is the best deluxe, period. I love this one. I would highly recommend picking this guy up. Yeah, it just looks great. It poses great. It just looks very good. I just love it so much. So yeah, that's, I guess, enough of me gushing about it. Go get this figure when you can. I don't think you'll regret it. Unless you get a lemon. But anyway, that's my review. I hope you found it informative or entertaining. You can like, comment, subscribe below if you did. And I shall see you next time, whenever that is. Hopefully pretty soon I'll have something else up soon. Yeah, soon-ish, if things don't go wrong. So see ya.